pumpkins. I don't care. Hey, look, if they can put pumpkin spice out now,
Did
can
you
put up
see
your
they
pumpkins.
put Darth Vader on the
I
Empire
did.
State Building and we missed it?
We missed it.
I would have stayed late last night.
I did stay late last night and I didn't even look.
Yeah.
Because why? Because I'm in.
Why can't they do it on Wednesday night?
Stayed late last night.
Oh, I turned down my sound.
There you go.
Captions are auto-generated.
And
Only
often
on
misspelled.
Wednesdays. Nobody's there yet. Oops.
We have people popping on and off on Instagram.
Ford is on. Ford is always on. I think Ford is always on.
He just hangs out waiting for us to turn up.
Waiting for us. I think he should call us and say, hey, you guys are late.
Right? Bing.
You're waiting for you. Look at the clock, you idiots.
There we go. That lighting's better.
Hi, guys.
Or guy.
Yep, there's two guys.
Well, I'm on there too.
No.
So yeah. I'm
So
one of the
as
five.
usual, you were the first ones on with us. Ford says, I told you I don't have a life.
Hey, Jim.
And Jim is on with us. Hi. So we're just going to give it a minute or two.
Hello, Michael DeSantis.
A minute or two, and then we'll start. And the Empire State Building is only blue tonight. So
James Earl Jones only gets one night.
yeah, well, that's the problem with the Empire State Building. They only do like one night of something cool, and if you didn't look, you missed it.
Yep.
Hello, Greg Harper. So we are here. It is Wednesday. It is 9/11, which I always find to be a somewhat unhappy day. Like it starts off unhappy because you always turn on the TV and then
yeah.
and now they have kids out there saying the names that like didn't even meet the people that they're talking about because they were babies.
Yep.
So it's just sad.
It's
Sad.
But we are going to try to make the end of the day more cheerful.
Yes, because now we're ending the day of 9/11. And the other problem today was a nice blue day, just like the day it because the day 9/11 happened,
it was
we had
beautiful
such
day.
a blue sky. I had just dropped my kids off at school and was heading uptown to continuity.
Actually, I think you were in the conference room with Dad when I called you because I had heard it on Howard Stern. And then I called you guys, and then you guys got involved in it.
Yeah, Dad wasn't here. Dad was downtown at his house. It was me, Pete, and Scott LeMaine. We were up at continuity. And then Dad came up later.
Oh.
So, and then I had to get downtown to the girls because the girls.
Then
were
Dad
downtown.
must have been on the phone because I remember calling and hearing Dad.
Yeah. No, I had to get
Because
down.
I was still at home.
I had to get downtown to go get Kelly and Courtney, which were like downtown.
Yeah, they were like way closer to the site than you wanted them to be.
Right. Well, especially Kelly, because the high school is even further west than Little Red.
Yeah.
So, because they actually heard the plane come down the Hudson.
Yeah.
And they all reacted in the classroom like, what? Because it made the windows apparently rattle because it was low and heading down the West Side Highway, basically.
Yeah.
And they were like, what's that? So.
And then by the end of the day, there was actually like paperwork that had gone across the river and landed on my doorstep in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Which is
Everything
crazy.
flew. And then my daughter today, who lives out in Brooklyn, she said that I guess because Biden flew in for 9/11 downtown, that apparently is the first time she saw the Air Force One helicopter.
Oh.
And I said it's because Biden came in, because she lives near an Army base that then sets up all the Apache helicopters that come in when he comes in.
Gotcha.
And she says it's escorted by like 4 of those ones where the propellers go this way or this way.
Oh, okay.
So she said that was pretty cool. And she said there were 5 of them.
Interesting.
So it's an exciting day here in New York for sure. So, like I said, we're just going to wait for a load up. We were about 5 minutes late coming on ourselves. And I don't know if tonight will be a busy night or not. And we'll just hold here for a little bit and see if other people come on. And someone else just came on. So,
who has joined us?
Rick
Biswajit
has joined us.
But I thought you were on Instagram.
They like to bounce.
Are you on both?
They like to bounce around.
You sneaky thing.
That's right. They like to bounce around. So, anyway, we're just going to hold here for a minute. I was going to tell because I've also been upset over the passing of John Cassaday, who I believe I've met him 2 to 3 times. Really nice guy, very quiet. But the fact that we worked on his artwork for a year, if not even longer than a year, on Astonishing X-Men, the motion comic. And it was an interesting, because mostly a continuity, we work on Neal Adams artwork.
Right.
And basically we were doing, you guys have seen it, the Moon of the Wolf motion comic is what we were working on. And I was showing it around to the comic companies, trying to convince them to do something. And this brave girl that worked at Marvel called like a couple of months later, and she said, "Hey, can you come up with what you're working on?" And I said, "Sure." And I went up and we negotiated, and then we actually got Frank Miller's Wolverine, the one that Rubenstein inked and Chris Claremont. Did Chris Claremont write it? I don't know. The Wolverine with the Wolverine, and he's like this on the cover with
that
yeah.
One. Mm-hmm.
And we started pulling that apart and actually animating that. And we brought it in, and at that point, Joe Quesada came into the meeting, and Joe said, "Whoa, stop." And I was like, "Oh no, they hate it." I'm in trouble.
I screwed up.
Where is the door at the end of this giant conference room I find myself now trapped in? And basically Joe was like, "Hold on a minute." And he like ran out of the conference room and then came back in with John Cassaday's Astonishing X-Men. And he's like, no, we want to do this.
For X-Men Gifted.
X-Men Gifted, correct. And basically we were like, oh, okay, this might be easier, because Chris Claremont had a lot of dialogue and Frank had minimal art. So it was like I had all this dialogue and it just was like holding.
I don't have enough art to cover this.
And I was like so happy to get this John Cassaday project that replaced that, because it was so much easier, because there was a lot of art and less copy, because it was Joss Whedon's copy. And I was like, oh, this will be interesting, because it's like the first time we're not working and morphing and moving mouths and all that stuff of Dad's art. And I figured I'll probably get sick of this somewhere down the line. And I will say that I never got sick of looking at John's art. And, even when we first started doing the cutting aparts and the moving pieces, right in the beginning, Dad was doing Dad. And then you could tell that Dad liked John's art, that Dad became John's art. And then we weren't doing like Neal patches on John's art. We were doing John's patches on John's art through Neal's hand or brain, if you listen to
Dad adjusted to his style rather than trying to adjust it to his own.
And it was fun, and each chapter was amazing and a little different. And it was a great story. You went from love affairs to, a million characters running to, even a character with like a character in their stomach running. And then there was the fight with Wolverine. And then we got to do slow-mo fight with Wolverine. And it just had all this great stuff. So to go back to, it is a real shame that we have lost a creative like that in this industry at such a young age. And, it's just really sad.
Yeah, he's younger than me.
Really, really sad. And shouldn't have probably happened. So, yeah. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. But it was really sad. And I just, for like a couple of days, I couldn't even. I know everybody jumped on and was doing their John Cassaday story
yesterday.
And I just was like, I can't even get over it enough to like get it together to do that. So anyway, so that's my John Cassaday story. And I'm sure he would appreciate it. But it was a fun project. It's still a fun project. I still, there are things like I worked on that. Oh God, don't make me sit through it again. I would sit through John's motion comic again, and still love it. So.
Yep. And if you can't find it on the regular, like Netflix or whatever, you try
it used to be on
YouTube.
Hulu. I don't know if it's still there, but it's definitely up on YouTube, I think. You can find it because I know
X-Men Gifted.
Yeah, X-Men Gifted. You were right. I could work on it for a year and call it the wrong name. Thank God.
I can only have come in the last 2 episodes and call it the right name.
Thank God C is here. So
I may not have worked on the first episodes, but I taught the hands that did.
That is true. That is true. So, okay, I'm going to start the show. Because we've talked about 9/11. I'm not doing politics. And I have talked about Gifted. So.
Do you know what magazine or paper the Capital Tape Man ads appeared in?
Shut up, Chris, and get back to Neal. Basically, Capital Tape Man was actually done right before I worked here. So I have no idea where that appeared. I do know it appeared in, I want to say magazines, because it was always slick paper copies that we had and not newspaper print. Versus everything we did, we usually kept a copy by getting the magazine or cutting it out of a newspaper or something like that. I would say every one of the Capital Tape Man pieces I have ever come across have always been slick. So I would say it has to be a magazine and not a newspaper.
And Rick says he got Beefy Batman in the mail yesterday.
Yay for Beefy Batman.
We miss Beefy Batman here.
I do miss Beefy Batman. So I'm just going to have to, we have a copy of it here. I'm just going to make myself a good copy of Beefy Batman and put Beefy Batman up on my wall.
We might even do a blow up for you.
Do we have the original stills? I have a feeling the originals may have gone to the client because that predates owning a stat machine up here. I've never seen the originals to that. So I have a feeling the originals may have gone to the client at the time they did it. I don't know for sure on that one. But like I said, in all the years I've been here, I've never seen the originals to that. So sorry about that, Jim. But they are fantastic. They're really cute. And I was at the time really shocked that that could be advertised with those sexy women. So it was an interesting, like, walk into the door of continuity.
It's the 70s.
All right, so I'm going to start the show because we're already closing in on 8 o'clock here, and I haven't done anything yet.
And of course, the freight has woken up and started humming.
Yeah, well, the freight. That's how you know it's our show. It's got the freight hum
You get the
in the background. So the way this works is just like how everyone has said hello, or most of you have said hello. In the comment bar, if you're looking to purchase something, like let's say you want to buy this comic book over here, what you would say is buying Superman.
Claim is a good word.
Or Zia likes claiming. I like the word buying.
Claim is pretty.
Claim or buy works. And you would write that in the comment bar. We will then recognize you wanting to buy something. We will make a loud noise of excitement.
Do you have your Obnoxo button ready?
No, I don't have anything.
It's the other
Actually,
side.
I didn't even get the balls.
It's next to Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad.
We'll make a lot of noise.
It's next to Mahadi Ali.
Like that.
Your Obnoxo button,
we
generously
figured
donated
out-
by Happy Towers.
We figured out how the bad bombs that we bought that weren't working, how they work, but I think
You have them all over there.
So, and tonight, because it's 9/11, for the first 8 buys,
Sage, actually, we're both Lady Adams Juniors. Neither one of us is Dad's widow. We're both his daughters.
thanks.
You know, if you don't know, you don't know. You know.
That is true. So this is, we're for the first, I think I have 8 of these. So for the first 8 people who buy, I'm putting this in your packages for free because it is our 9/11 piece and today is 9/11 and it is my American duty to share this. So I will share this with anyone who buys tonight. We'll get one of these prints. These are not signed by Neal because I just ran these off this morning. So in honor of 9/11 and today, everyone will get a print who buys tonight. Okay, so basically, what do you need to know? Once you purchase something, we will ask you to direct message us your name, your address where I'm shipping to so I can figure out your shipping, and an email address that we can reach you at if we have to. I will then send a PayPal, our PayPal information to you with kind of like an invoicey thing. And then once you pay, we ship. If you buy artwork, on the artwork alone, we do have a payment plan where you put down 1/3 as a down payment, and then you can pay it off monthly in amounts that you're comfortable in paying, which really means that if you have $20 extra that month, you can pay $20. If you have $50, $50. Whatever you want to send in monthly to pay it off, we will accept and keep the bookkeeping going for you. And then once it is paid off, we then ship it out the door. So it is a simple plan. It has no interest. It has no penalties. All I ask is for you guys to make monthly payments so I don't have to go too far backwards in time to figure out when you bought something.
Yeah.
And that only is for the artwork. It does not work on the prints unless a print has artwork on it, which I think I do have one of those tonight. All right, so are we ready? Ready to rock
Are we
and
ready,
roll?
clocks?
Okay, so I'm going to go with my first print of the night. Dun, dun, dun.
What you got for us today, Chris?
First, I have to get my plastics up.
Get your plastics up.
Plastics up. Well, I'm glad
Can't believe you
Beefy,
came out here without your protection.
Beefy Batman made it to somebody's house. All right.
Oh, come on. You were hoping it was going to get returned to sender.
Only if I screwed up the address. Okay, our first one up is a 13 by 19 Batman.
Turn your plastic sideways.
13 by 19 Batman. Now, this print is not signed by Neal. It is 100 to buy, and we will put one of Neal's holographic signatures on the back of it.
Yep, the signatures that you see is printed on there with the original. The original had the signature on it, which is where the scan
So that
came
isn't
from.
an original signature, is what Z is saying. It is a printed signature on the front But on the back, we will put a holographic, or even on that white bottom, I may put the holographic Neal Adams signature that we use because this print has been made after Neal had passed. So this is not an originally signed print, which we have a lot of those if you're into the signatures. So this is $100 to buy. Batman with the sun.
A burning sun.
Correct. And he has lots of bats.
That's what I find really particularly cool about this is the shadow underneath is made out of bats, but they're like gently put in there so it's subtle.
Ooh, it looks like a bat signal to me down there.
It sure does.
So this is a really cool piece by Neal. This is a piece that Neal did on his own. It is painted by Neal. Really cool looking Batman there. Has like a different feel for Neal. I mean, it's obviously Neal, but for Neal to have like a glowing sun with Batman, to me, it's like he never does that. But
Batman in the daylight? No.
But he did do that. So $100 for this 13 by 19 print of Batman. And we'll call this one Batman with Sun. Because I don't have another Batman with a sun. Okay, like I said, for the people who are buying tonight, I'm putting in our free Superman Uncle Sam 9/11 piece that Neal did. Okay, this I have a limited amount, guys. This actually came in from LA. This is LA's variant cover for X-Men #1. One of the many X-Men #1s out there. This is 13 by 19. This was a variant cover, I believe, for Rhode Island, but I'm not 100% sure of that. I'm pretty sure though. And again, this one is signed by Neal. That is a real signature down there, and this sells for $100. Neal referred to this one as the Coke can because they're kind of exploding out of what looks like a ripped open can. So we call this the can of X-Men.
So they're the uncanned X-Men.
Yes, they are the uncanned X-Men. I call it X-Men Red because there was a white cover we also did. So that's X-Men White. This is X-Men Red. And Jim Hackett is going to claim it.
All right, Jim
Okay,
Hackett.
so this one I have 3 of right now. Joel is busy sending us stuff from the LA store. So there will be more stuff coming. I don't know if I'll have more of these. Okay.
Woo!
For Jim Hackett. Okay, and Jim, you're going to get one of these with it. So I'm going to put these 2 together. So again, if anybody else would like this print, I do have 2 more of them. And you know what? I could probably do. I don't have any more bombs yet.
Do you have your little ones?
I don't even have my little ones.
What have you done?
I don't know.
That's because we didn't eat until like right before we started doing the show.
That's
That's why.
well. Hold on.
Chris over tidied. Are you gonna do a big one? Are you
Yeah,
still okay?
I'm getting to my little.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on. All right. My fingers can reach 2 little bones.
You poor little thing.
2 little bones. Okay. Here we go for Jim Hackett. Dun, dun, dun. Bomb number 1 for the night.
Maybe.
Ah,
Yay!
There we go. These don't make the big sound boom.
Boom,
It's
baby.
funny. We have these pink bombs, which we had problems opening last week because they're kind of screwed up bombs. And today we talked to Jason about make these work for us. And Jason figured out the problem, and we blew it off and scared everybody in the studio, which that was kind of fun.
That was kind of fun. Everybody jumped.
Everybody jumped. Okay. Next up, I have Batman in the Swamp Clay. This is signed by Neal. I don't know if it's in green.
You used to have Beefy Batman, and here's Swampy Batman.
This is Swamp Batman or Detective 1000, but this is the finished painting. So Neal did the Detective 1000 cover in pen and ink, and then he kind of did a wash on it. And that was our cover for Detective 1000. And then Neal completed the painting in color, and this is the completed painting in color. Obviously, Chris.
As a print.
As a print, right. So this is the Clay. It is $100 to buy, and it is signed by Neal at the bottom. And we love this one because it has a gator in the background, but he's got this little lizard thing.
That's right. It's not
Up
that gator
front.
he's got to worry about. It's that little lizard in the front.
I'm surprised Dad doesn't have a Bigfoot somewhere, eyes, or some weirdo,
like a reflection,
Right,
maybe in the water.
or some weird cryptid in the background there.
That would be cool.
So, $100 for Batman in the Swamp, the Detective 1000, Clay, 13 by 19, finished painting.
Print.
Print. Jiggly.
Jiggly.
As I like to call them. Okay. I know there are a number of people out there that were asking me, do I have any more classic Batman? I don't think I could get more classic than this. This is the famous
Batman 251.
or we call it Five-Way Revenge.
That too.
And this is signed by Neal right above the red Gotham.
Lookout Gotham. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in
Lookout
silver,
Gotham.
which it
Oh, it's
camouflages it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're black, sometimes they're silver.
Yeah, these are silver.
Right. So this is $100 to buy, and the size of this is 13 by 19. And this, I would say, would fall into the vintage classic Neal Adams. Because I have two people that are looking for that out there. Okay, then Neal was asked to do an homage to 251 by changing the characters.
Right.
And
This was commissioned by State of Comics for their variant covers on the Joker series.
Right, so this is Joker number 1's cover. And as you can tell, it looks very familiar, except two people have changed positions here. This is $100 to buy, and it is signed by Neal. So again, original signature, 13 by 19, $100. For the Joker 251 homage.
Very cool.
Okay. Gonna move along here, guys. I have the Green Lantern
Core.
that Neal did for New York Comic Con. I forget what year it was. It is 13 by 19. So if you're into the Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and the rest of them.
Kilowog. He's the guy in the way back.
In the way back. Right. And this one is signed by Neal. It is 13 by 19. And again, this is a New York Comic-Con poster that was done by Neal, and this is a print. Okay, next up is I pulled out Old Superman. Now this one I love because I think it's a great cover. This was part of Neal's Coming of the Superman series. I think this is cover number 5. I may be wrong because we took the titles off of it. And this is $100 to buy. The size again is 13 by 19, and it is signed somewhere on this. Probably at the bottom.
Between Superman's knees.
Okay.
In silver.
Is Neal's signature. So this is signed by Neal, $100, 13 by 19, Superman. I just love the color of that one. Okay, I brought out Black Canary. Kind of hedged my bets here. 13 by 19, Black Canary, signed by Neal at the bottom. I believe this is my last one of these.
And this is the image of the last time Oliver Queen ever left the toilet seat up.
$100.
Alan!
And I'm sitting here listening like you're going to tell me something.
I know.
It's the
I
last
know.
time that she blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, holy crap, Zane. Gullible Chris.
I know. You think something intelligent's going to come spilling out
Wait
of
a
my
minute.
face.
Is like Sam Green not on with us tonight? I just
He's
realized
like Beetlejuice. Shut
Sam's
up.
not on.
Shut up. That's twice now. Shut up.
13 by 19 Black Canary.
Because you know he'd just come on and like promote his own stuff.
Well, usually he's on.
Just don't say his
I
name
didn't
again.
say it. I did not say Beetlejuice. Okay, next one up is
In fact, I'd rather you say Beetlejuice.
this is a finished pencil of Neal's. I believe this was the second cover to Batman Odyssey, where Batman is actually kind of catching bullets with his cape. This is Neal doing a finished pencil render, meaning that it's almost like inked in pencil. It's that tight. It is signed by Neal. It is $100 to buy. Batman. So again, this is from Batman Odyssey, but a very nice drawing of Batman and a nice drawing of Batman's cape, because the two are very similar.
2 characters in one.
Exactly. All right.
Jim Hackett is claiming the Batman.
So Jim, in all fairness, do you want 2 9/11 prints, or one is good enough for you? Oops. Yes, everything I have shown so far, Rick, is a print. One is fine. Okay. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. All right. This over here. Thank you, Jim. And I get to set up his second bomb for Jim.
My sister has tyrannosaur arms. And I'm far less afraid of knocking my own stuff over.
There we go.
Yeah.
Poof.
Give me a garbage.
I like my garbage.
Okay, keep your garbage then.
I likes my garbage.
You keep your garbage.
Don't be taking my garbage. Am I stuck? Nope, no, we're not stuck. Except that I lost everybody.
Oh, what have you done now,
I
Chris?
don't know. Hold
What
on.
did you do?
Hold on. There I am. Okay.
It's been a day already, guys. Our Chris's day started very early this morning, and transportation has not been cooperative with her.
No, it's been crappy. Okay, so next up is this is Zia Adams,
Ooh,
a different Adams, the girl behind the camera Adams. So this is
pay
done.
no attention to the girl behind the curtain here.
We'll just call you Oz from now on.
Oz, the great.
So
and
this
powerful.
is based off of a panel. Here, we'll put this out there. That comes from Neal's Ben Casey strip. So Zia is using Neal's panel almost like a pencil,
Yes.
transferring, to a canvas. And then she painted this piece, and your size again is, I'm
This
sorry.
one was 3 foot by 3 foot.
3 foot by 3 foot. Zia painted it. This, what you're looking at, is a giclée of that painting. And we refer to this one as Ginger because she's got red hair. Zia
And
did.
she's spicy.
And she's spicy. And Zia did add Neal's signature from the time period that he drew Ben Casey. So that is not a real Neal Adams signature. It is Zia doing Neal Adams signature because she's not stating that this isn't part Neal.
Right.
And then she has also signed it under Neal's signature. So the giclée itself is?
It's 20 by 20.
And the price on this is?
The big giclées are $200.
So this is a $200 giclée. It is bigger. It is 20 by 20. And you get also the Neal Adams Ben Casey strip that contains print of the strip. So thank you.
We have to be specific because people get
Right.
confused.
And this is from, the strip is called Hell Take Two.
He'll take two, not hell.
I thought it said hell. Hell Take Two. Well, it could be hell and take two.
The second take on
Second
the
take
hell
of
scene.
hell. Right.
Is that where we are now?
Well, in Ben Casey land, which is very dramatic,
That
that
be.
is a big possibility. So again, this is Ginger. If you are going to wait till the end to buy stuff, or even if you're seeing this and we're not currently on air anymore, this one we refer to as Ginger. She is $200 to buy, and she is 20 by 20. So she's very square,
Yes.
but she's very luxurious.
She's square, but she's glam.
She's a glam. Right. This piece. Okay, next up is Conan in the Rain. So a lot of people refer to this one as Next. This is a piece that Neal did in pencil. He never inked this. It is signed by Neal down in the bottom right
Yes.
of the print.
It's camouflagey.
It's 13 by 19. Really nice pieces. This is like one of my favorite pieces of Neal's work. And this is $100 to buy. Conan in the Rain, or as it's also known as Next.
Someone left the carnage in the rain.
Okay, next I have Green Arrow. Again, this is another finished pencil render by Neal. 13 by 19, $100. So Oliver Queen shooting an arrow. Signed by Neal, 13 by 19.
Everybody's so quiet. What is everybody watching while they're watching us?
I don't know.
If you all are quiet.
Probably 9/11 footage for the 100th time. Okay, next up is Man Thing. Now this is a painted piece that Neal did as a cover. This is not signed by Neal. This again would get Neal's holographic signature piece that we put on because this print was made after Neal had passed away. This is $100 to buy. Again, painted by Neal. A lot of people love this piece. The girl is very sexy in the foreground. $100 to buy. Let's see what else I got in my stack here. There goes the helicopter.
Yep, the choppers are flying.
Okay, next up is 13 by 19. This again is a giclée that we did for New York Comic Con. It is 13 by 19. This one is $200 to buy. This is kind of a take of 251 done a little differently. Whereas Neal does have two characters facing camera, Batman and Joker, but we have the cards and we have obviously New York City background, and he has added Harley Quinn and Catwoman to the piece. It is $200 to buy this one. Again, it is not signed because this was done after Neal had passed. So this gets our holographic signature. But this is our New York Comic Con 2023 giclée. So $200 on this one. And this is that nice thick watercolor paper. It's a very luxurious paper.
I'm just a love machine and I won't work for nobody but you.
Okay. This one is signed by Neal. This is another piece that Neal painted. And it is obviously Green Arrow and
Speedy.
his ward Speedy. Almost like a Batman. We have Moon and Night.
Well, you notice only the millionaires have wards.
We have a big bright moon outside tonight. I can see the moon out the window.
It's like you won't see the Punisher with a ward.
No.
It's just the rich characters that have wards.
Because they need to have servants.
The poor characters only have like strays that they take in.
Dogs.
Yeah.
So once again, $100. It is signed by Neal. It is 13 by 19. It is Oliver Queen and his ward out on a cliff on a night with a moon and a fog. Really
Yeah,
nice
technically
piece.
you and I could be somebody's ward now.
Can you?
The Batman with the Joker and the Catwoman Harley, that is a $200 giclée. It is 13 by 19. The giclées were printed after Neal had passed, so they do not have original signatures on it. So the signatures that you will see in the bottom right-hand corner was on the original painting that was scanned.
Okay. Now this is off of Neal's number 244 Batman. It is the famous Ra's al Ghul desert fight. This is from the original, and this was done after Neal, so it is not signed. So if there's a signature on it, it's because there was a signature,
No, there's
but it should not have a signature on it.
Yes.
So this is $100 to buy. And again, this is the 244 cover. And the size of this is 1117 because original covers are 1117 in the comic industry. Because everybody draws on 1117 paper. Who still draws on paper?
Right.
Because
I do.
I can hear it in the background.
I do.
But we do it digital.
Not me. I don't. Because you know what? I like having an original.
Okay, this is probably, well, I have one more big one after this one. So this is my last Batman for tonight in prints. This is Asia Clay, so it's on that nice paper. It is $100 to buy, 13 by 19. We call this one Batman Running in the Rain Gray, because we also have Batman Running in the Rain, which is different, blue. So this is Batman Running in the Rain Gray. $100 to buy this. It is signed by Neal at the bottom.
Okay. Is the Batman 244 a print? Yes, these are all prints. So this person can't hear the feed, so.
Okay. So $100 for Batman in Rain Running Gray. Okay, so that is all my prints for tonight. We're going to go on to artwork and stuff like that. So if anyone wants a print, now's the time to say something. Those are the prints that I am showing for this evening. So I will give it a minute for you guys to decide if there's anything that I've shown, because sometimes it's hard to get back to these. Like I said earlier in the evening, we are, for anybody who purchases tonight, I am going to put this 9/11 piece in that Neal did. They're not signed because we just printed these off this morning, but it is Neal's 9/11 piece that he did. Okay, I'm going to move on, Lindsay.
Alrighty, room.
I'm going to move this stack over here. Okay. All right, so now we're moving on to original artwork. To separate my stacks here. Well, I'll put this up. While I'm separating my stack. Now this is a print, but at the bottom down here is an original.
Okay, so this is Batman in the Rain Blue. This is on the heavy watercolor paper, and at the bottom of this print is an original sketch of Batman and his cape, and you will see that it also has Neal's signature there. And this is going for
This is going for $1,200.
$1,200.
because this has a very large Batman. We've had ones that had smaller Batmans where Neal had made this white area shorter. Actually, I can't talk. White area shorter and has a smaller Batman on it. This one has a larger Batman original drawing down there signed by Neal. And it was designed that way so Neal could draw that. I would say Neal did maybe, well, we lost some of these in a flood downstairs as well. So I think Neal originally drew about 20 of them. I would say we lost about 11 or 12 of them in the flood. This is my last one of these. So this is $1,200 to buy because it has an original down here. Now, because it has an original down here, this can go on the payment plan where you put a third down and then make monthly payments that you decide how much you want to pay monthly. Then when it's completely paid off, we ship it to you. So this would fall into that category because it does have original art on it. So this is $1,200 to buy. The size is 13 by 9. No, this is a little bigger than 13 by 9. No, it is 13 by 19. We had one last week that was a little bigger. This is 13 by 19. It does have an original drawing at the bottom.
I did bring the measuring tape if you need it.
Okay, I forgot.
It's not your pretty pink one.
That's okay.
It's my industrial yellow one.
Okay. This over here. Okay, next up is I have a
classic Superman.
Right, and this is very classic. It is Superman pen and ink Neal. Whoa. It is signed by Neal.
And you'll notice, oh, sorry, I thought you were stuck. You'll notice the S symbol on Superman is the Siegel and Schuster S from the very first Batman costume.
Superman.
Did I
You did.
say Batman? You know where my brain is at.
One of those rare times that Zia screws up.
Oh, I screw up all the time. I just do it bigger and in private.
And the price on this
It
is
is $800.
$800. So again, nice 11 by 14 Superman signed by Neal. And yes, it has a Siegel and Schuster S on his chest. It is $800 to buy. I got itchy eyes all of a sudden.
And for those of you who like color, you don't have to have the color on an original piece of artwork. We do color on copies here. At an additional cost, you can choose to get your beautiful black and whites beautifully colored.
All of a sudden, my eye is itching.
Oh no.
Oh no. $800.
Those paper gremlins getting in your eyes.
It could be.
Michael DeSantis says that's a great Superman by Neal. And Mike Rock agrees.
Okay, he's going to the side. That's good because I'm not ready to lose him yet.
Careful,
Okay.
you say shit like that and then somebody's gonna...
I know, that somebody snatches them away. Okay, we're going to go up and down in prices. So don't be scared if all of a sudden this heavy duty one comes out at you. This is a Joker. We sell Joker at $600. He is drawn in the middle of an 8.5 by 11 paper. A lot of the time we do color these. It would be an additional amount of money to color these. But Zia does a really dynamite job on the small stuff as well as the big stuff. So I highly recommend getting your piece colored. It could be colored on the original. It can be colored on a print of your original. And we certainly have shown enough of those through time.
Yeah, boy, that Black Adam came out
great. I haven't even
sweet.
shipped him yet. because I don't want to lose him.
I know he came out really.
I'm still enjoying him a little bit.
Because also the nice thing about the head sketches is Dad's done quite a few Joker head sketches. So it's like the more of them that I colored, the more I'm like, okay, I'm going to come up with something completely different to do with this one.
Right.
So I get a bit more creative.
She did this
more
really
creative.
crazy carnival one. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this is Joker Pencil and Ink by Neal for $600. Sign piece by Neal. And then if you have Joker, then you must have a Batman. So here is a 8.5 by 11 size paper with Batman in the middle of it. Pen and ink Neal. Signed by Neal for $800. So classic Batman here, $800. Signed by Neal. Okay. Next up is Two-Face. Two-Face is
My pretty boy.
11 by 14. Pencil and ink Neal. Color on this is Zia. He is $1,900 to buy. Mike Rock is going to claim Superman for $800.
All right, Mike. Thank
Okay, now where did I put him? Here we go, Mike. Here is your Superman for $800, correct?
See, because you said you weren't ready to let him go yet.
I wasn't ready to let him go yet.
So just get a big bomb?
He gets a big bomb. So you said Jason just...
I have one ready over here.
Oh, you have one over there? Okay.
Do you want to fire this one?
No, you can fire it if you have it. You'll
I
fire
have it. All right.
it. Then it goes this way, and then I don't have to worry about the desk over there.
In 3, 2, 1.
No! You just little pinky.
It doesn't choose high.
Yeah, but it did pretty good. Like,
It did. Yeah, it had good hang time.
good hang time on that one. The size of this is 11 by 14. And you get the 9/11 print for free. It comes with your Superman.
So my lighting has gone haywire here now.
Okay. Because we shut off the cannon.
I think we scared the camera.
We may have.
Our fancy prissy camera here.
Okay. So there is Superman. And he's going home to Mike Rock.
I think we either need to paint the wall or put a light colored like drop cloth on the table, and then I could set it to auto lighting, and then it might not go so contrasty. Maybe.
I can get a tablecloth.
I think we can.
Okay.
Back to
Two-Face.
back to pretty boy Two-Face.
Pretty Boy Two-Face is 11 by 14. Head and ink Neal. Color on this is Zia. It is a signed piece by Neal. It is $1,900 to buy.
He's so pretty.
And it is a great piece. It is based on a cover that Neal did of Two-Face. Why not? And like I said, signed piece, $1,900. Neal Adams.
Yes, yes. It's camouflaged in the laser lights.
Yeah. Okay, Two-Faces can go. Get a little more confused with what I'm doing.
Yeah, the chair is the stuff that's not bought.
Okay. Which way am I going to go, George? Which way
No,
am I
no.
going to go? All right. I'm going to play tonight. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Neal, we were trying to sell these back when Neal was with us. And these may be hard to see on camera now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, this would have made a good scan band.
Yeah. So these are penciled frames. If you look at the big frames, you can kind of make this out. Now, this was a script that Neal did for a movie that one of the streaming services was going to make.
Who shall remain nameless?
And they decided to hire Neal to basically do drawings for the script. The lighter drawings to the left are the original drawings. And the darker ones to the right are blow-ups of them so that they're easier to see on camera. And basically, it's a story where...
It's a period piece from gladiator times. So there's
Right.
gladiators involved, and there are zombies involved.
Right. Because it's like a vampire thing, isn't it?
No, they're zombies.
Zombies. Okay. So you get 4 frames, original drawings by Neal for $200. This is not signed by Neal.
No.
And this falls into our commercial art. This one is M, if you're interested.
Yeah, this is a section before we get to the zombies, so that is 4 frames of gladiators fighting. So if you're an artist or interested in art or like to see how art is done, if you want to see a really good fight sequence, this is a great fight sequence.
Right. So these are pencils by Neal, 4 frames, $200. We will also add a certificate of authenticity, because anything that isn't signed by Neal, we will send a certificate of authenticity for free that goes along with it, stating it is drawn by Neal. Okay, next up is Havoc. Havoc is 8.5 by 11.
It's okay, I'll get it eventually, Chris. Take your time. That's right.
8.5 by 11, pen and ink, Neal, $600. And this again can be colored. What was that?
Email.
So $600, Havoc, pen and ink, Neal. It is a signed piece by Neal. It can be colored for additional money. Very nice Havoc by Neal. A character that Neal designed the costume. And I always feel like Miss Mystic is kind of like an offshoot of Havoc's costume in a weird way. So $600.
Negative Havoc with zip tie.
Yeah.
It's a reverse Havoc.
I'm having a reverse Havoc.
We have the reverse Havoc on the daily. In fact, we flip-flop our Havocs.
That is true. Okay, next up is an 11 by 14, done on tracing paper. Prelim by Neal, Batman and Robin. This was for the Batman Forever movie. And this was before the kind of deco-y style happened. Because that was a direction that came a little late in the game. So this is before that. It is Batman Forever, Batman and Robin prelim. And it's Robin kind of swinging forward with a rope.
Found the skin band.
That's 11 by 14. The price on this is $1,800. And I love this piece because of the Robin. But it's nice to see like a nice Robin in the foreground with Batman being in the background. Because usually Robin is always in the background. Is this piece signed fee or not?
Not unless it's under your sticky, but I don't think so.
I don't think
that
so.
He wouldn't have signed
I
that
wouldn't
far
have,
away.
right. Yeah, no, it's not. So this would get, I just want to blow the stuff back in Zia, obviously.
I know.
This would get a certificate of authenticity that will go along with it. So Batman and Robin. Forever.
The thing of beauty to behold forever.
Yeah. Okay, next piece up is another winning piece in Chris's world. We call this Batman Solo Shadow. This is 11 by 14, gorgeous piece of art, pen and ink Neal, with a ticket price of 10 grand. So this is one beautiful piece of art, beautifully rendered, classic Batman, interesting shadow work underneath, signed by Neal. And once again, the price on this is $10,000. And this is a Chris pick. I will cry the day this piece goes.
Careful, you know what happens when you say shit.
Well, I will cry when this one goes. All right, I'm going to do a commercial piece.
Hi.
I'm going to do my antacid commercials.
No.
So this is our work based on Bleckman's style, who did New Yorker magazine covers. You did a lot of editorial. This is actually from a commercial that we did for Alka-Seltzer. And
He's saying, you don't love me, you eat spicy food.
That's right.
That's what my tummy's been telling me.
And I'm sure you have seen this commercial a million times on air because they ran this commercial into the ground. This was drawn by Neal. It was probably colored by somebody in the front room. We're selling this for $300.
And this is the original drawing. This is not a copy.
Right. So this is Neal's pen and ink. And if you've seen this commercial, I know you know it, where the tummy is talking to the guy and he's listening and the stomach is really upset that you keep feeding me this stuff and I get gas.
And then you get mad at me for getting upset.
Right, exactly.
How dare
So a classic, $300 to buy. Again, signed by Neal. Okay. We'll go back to Batman.
Batman.
8.5 by 11. Batman. This is a classic original piece of art. Signed by Neal. Pencil and ink Neal. $1,500 is the price. Again, because it's original artwork, it can go on the payment plan where you could put a third down to hold it and pay the remaining balance off over time. You control the amount of money you pay monthly, meaning you can pay $20 one month, $100 the next month, and back to $20 the next month. Obviously, the sooner you pay it off, the faster you get the piece of art. So there is the reason why people keep paying. And I've noticed people get faster in their payments as they get to the end. So $1,500 for a classic Batman. It is a signed piece by Neal, pen and ink. Okay, I have another Batman classic. Now this one has a lot of different line weights in Neal's inking, so it is a little bit more expensive. It is again 8.5 by 11, pen and ink Neal, signed by Neal for $2,000. great piece of art here.
Batman giving you the side eye. Sort of like, okay, I'm paying attention down there, but I got my eye on you. Don't make me come over there.
No, Batman, I don't want to see. I pulled my commercial pieces for the usual guys that like commercial stuff, and they're not with us tonight.
I know. Where is everybody? And everybody's being so quiet. You're not talking to us. Just want us to be here like dancing monkeys, but you gotta give me something.
Dancing monkey tonight. Okay. I'm gonna do. Okay, this is 2 frames pencil Neal, and then 2 frames where we took Neal's pencil, made it like ink, and colored it. So this is for an M&M commercial. It is a storyboard. It is 2 frames by Neal from that storyboard.
Peanut goes to heaven.
and meets the angels. And this is $200 to buy. This will have a certificate of authenticity that goes along with it, stating that Neal Adams drew this.
Sorry. Yellow M&M gets up to heaven and the angels go, yeah, no, we like the caramel ones.
That is really evil. See?
You have to go back. Sorry.
So again, yellow M&M. The 2 frames that are smaller are Neal's pencils. We took those pencils, blew them up, and then colored them. So again, $200 for 2 frames of M&Ms. Yellow M&M going to heaven. So now
Yellow going YOLO.
I think they made this one. Actually, I think this was the winning one. We did a couple of them, and I believe this was the winning one. So again, $200. M&M yellow.
Yellow finds out YOLO.
Okay.
Fix Guitar 47 on YouTube says, I got my checkbook handy if any science stuff comes up.
Science stuff we're going to hold on to for a bit until we kind of figure out what we want to do with that. So science won't be out for a long time. 8.5 by 11 Batman. Now this is a pencil for one of the pieces that we sold as a finish on this show.
Sage wants to know if Neal colored the M&Ms.
I would say no. I mean, the coloring and continuity was always under Neal's eyes. Like, if Neal was not
under
happy,
Neal's approval.
it would always go back. But we had a very strong crew of colorists at continuity. We've had Lynn Varley, who worked for Frank Miller. Lynn worked up here before she moved on to start coloring Trevor Von Eden and Marshall Rogers and Frank. There's another illustrator out there named Polly Law who also came through continuity. We have Zia, who has also come through continuity. So everybody everybody who has colored up here are all very talented people who have gone off and even have their own careers in advertising or went into comics. A lot of them went different directions. But everything up here was directed by Neal. It didn't leave here without Neal's approval. And Neal was very good at sending things back when he wasn't satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
So he may not have picked up the marker and colored it, but he did direct it. So we have Batman here, 8.5 by 11, pencil for
800. But he drew the M&Ms.
Yes. And we worked on M&Ms for a number of years. So
Yeah, they never sent us a gift basket.
No, but Pepperidge Farm did.
Pepper Farm did, yes. Everybody fought over the bananas.
Okay, here is one for 400. These are obviously red M&M and peanut M&M that is drawn by Neal. And here it is, has a print that we make from the original in color. This one is actually colored by Zia. So both of these two pieces together go for the price of the 400. So it is, they sent yellow M&M and red M&M to basically a carnival, because we also had them where they were dressed like old-fashioned cowboy. And
Right, when you put on the costumes and you get your
and
photo
you get
taken.
your photo taken. There's ones where they were in inner tubes. And this one.
Oh yeah, going down the water slide
Right.
kind of thing.
And this one is obviously.
And then the water guns.
The water gun one, right? And this one is the cotton candy. So this is 400. You get the original pen and ink by Neal, original color by Zia. And a certificate of authenticity will go along with this. Throw this out there. I give up. Okay, 8.5 by 11. This is Muhammad Ali, pen and ink. Neal.
I like to call it Muhadi Ali.
Signed by Neal. This is 1,000 to buy. And this can be colored for additional money.
He was not lying when he kept going, ooh, I am so pretty.
Yep. 1,000 Muhammad Ali, pen and ink Neal.
Yes, this has been tucked away with my stuff for a while.
Yep. So really nice Ali here.
And for those of you who like color, my reference is on it for coloring it. So I'm ready to go.
Boom.
Ready to color. You guys still have surprises? Oh, sure we do.
Yeah, because when you guys don't talk to us, we have to have
I know.
surprises.
I go, yeah? Okay, you be quiet? Hey, look at this.
There's always a punishment for quietness.
Great.
Oh. Okay. Next up,
What have you got, Chris? Oh, that girl.
I got Batgirl. This is 8.5 by 11 pen and ink Neal with the color to the side of that. Now this is a print, and then Zia colored it. The two pieces together are priced at $1,500 because normally we color on the original. This time we didn't, in order to show you what we're talking about, that you can keep your original pristine by Neal if you don't want to color because you're worried like, oh, somehow the coloring is going to hurt the pricing of the black and white. So what we did was we made a print of this the same way we do a lot of our commercial work at Continuity, and Zia then colored it. So this is $1,500. You get the black and white original by Neal, pen and ink, and the original Zia Adams color here for the price of $1,500 for both of these.
Lighten it up a little bit so you can see her. There you go. Hey, Ted. I didn't know you had joined us.
Joe
hello,
Dunn
Joe.
said I have the original sketch for this one. So you probably have the preliminary of this one. So Batgirl is 1,500. You get the original pen and ink as well as the original color.
And then if you really want to get playful, you could get her colored in every different color combination of her costume. I just really love the Yvonne Craig color combo of the purple and yellow. So that's why I went that direction.
Okay, 1,500 for Batgirl. Whoa. Sliding away. Okay, we have another Batgirl here that's 11 by 14 with a lot of airbrushing in her background. So I keep her in the plastic so that her airbrushing doesn't get hurt in any way. It is 1,800 to buy. I think my sticker's on a moon or something back here. Is there a moon?
There's always a moon.
Yeah. So this is 1,800 to buy. Pen and ink. Neal. Color on this is Jason.
It will come with a sticker, a signature sticker on the back since it is not signed.
1,800 is the price.
Oh, you said his name too many times, Chris.
I didn't say it again, so that's not my fault. There, well, next up I refer to this as Screaming Batman. 8.5 by 11.
He's found out somebody ate the last goddamn Chips Ahoy.
Yeah. This is pen and ink Neal for 3,000. Signed piece by Neal. Batman with perfect teeth.
Or me at like 9 o'clock last night telling Jade, I want to go home!
Nice Batman here at 8.5 by 11. 3,000. Okay. Down my rabbit hole. I have a Dead Man 8.5 by 11 paper for 1,200. Pen and ink in color, all Neal Adams.
And he's not even yelling in this one. He's just generally grumpy.
Grumpy Dead Man.
Scowling.
The way Dead Man should always be.
Well, you know, I'd be pretty pissed too if I was him.
See, Mike Rock said his name.
I would be mightily miffed if I was Dead Man.
So 1,200 for Dead Man. Oops.
Yeah, where is Happy Towers?
He's probably working.
Busy getting his t-shirt thing going.
Yep. Okay. We have an Avengers very tight prelim by Neal. Very large for a prelim by Neal as well.
It is.
I've never seen him do a cover this big. But I guess he was in the mood that night. This looks like 11 by 14.
Yeah,
Or
I would
close
give it
enough
about that
to
size.
It's a prelim or almost a pencil ink here
Mm.
of an Avengers cover that Neal sent into Marvel. That obviously they didn't do. And we sell this for $5,000. It is signed, I believe, somewhere on there by Neal. Yeah.
It does have a signature, yes.
There you
It
go.
is camouflaged in the mountains.
Okay. $11 by 14 prelim, very tight pencil, almost like ink here. $5,000 is the price for Avengers cover. That never happened, but it is signed by Neal.
Please check the DMs. I think I have his guitar. Whose guitar? I don't think Dad ever had a guitar. What are you talking
Dad had a banjo. I don't know if they sold his banjo. His dad wanted to learn how to play banjo, apparently. When Sam
Yeah,
wanted
that
one.
happened.
When Sam wanted one.
And it collected dust.
Well, he's a very busy man. And do Wonder Woman. We have an 11 by 14 Wonder Woman. Really pretty piece. What I like about her is that she is obviously the comic book Wonder Woman and not Gal Gadot
Gal Gadot.
or Linda
Carter.
Carter.
Given to me in Idaho. I don't want it. If it's his, you can have it back.
I think they're just having a conversation. Stuart has come on with us.
Stewie!
I thought you were blocked, Stuart.
We've actually had quite a few discussions about where you live, Stuart.
Yes, how is the corn growing outside of the barn in which you live and work out of?
Yeah, how's the cornfield?
Right. It's white. It's a white, but the paint is wearing off of the wood, but it's very nice.
Oh, it's chipped white paint.
It's chipped white paint. No, it's not a house. It's like a barn house.
Oh, it's a barn house.
That's where he paints.
Stuart lives in a shed.
He lives in a shed. And then he
in
has
the middle of a cornfield.
corn and sunflowers that are like around his white chip painted barn that he lives in. and he's got a red truck that he drives to the comic
pickup
store that he used to work at.
But it's like one of those old pickup trucks.
Right.
Like
Kinda
in the
like
first
the-
Superman movie. It's
Right.
like a Pa Kent.
It's Clark
It's like a
Kent.
Pa Kent pickup truck. Stuart's not responding to that.
No. See, nobody's paying attention to us tonight.
Stuart, I watched your TED Talk. See, now he'll respond.
What'd you think?
I thought it was interesting. It was basically about how he got into comics.
How did we get here?
We were born into this shit, man. There was no other way for us. Like I keep saying, that none of us were going to grow up to be a neurosurgeon or a football player or, an accountant.
Okay, Wonder Woman is $2,500.
Although considering the guys at the gym that Dad used to take us to, I could have been a bodybuilder.
There you go. See, you missed your home.
They all wanted to train me, including that guy from Lost Boys.
Okay, I did find this. This is an older piece. I don't know who Muhammad Ali is fighting. And this wasn't part of the ESPN stuff, so I'm not quite sure where or if this appeared or didn't appear or what the story is here. But this is a drawing of Ali fighting somebody. And it's an older piece. And it does say 600 start auction. I can do an auction. We're asking for $600. It is signed by Neal. We did try selling this a million years ago when Neal was with us on the show. And this is going to be my last.
And there was somebody who
piece for
actually
the
knew
night.
who that was. And Chupacabra, I will look at it after we are done. Unfortunately, I can't check the DMs while we're shooting. But when we're done, I will take a look and see what you're talking about. Well, thank you for letting us know.
Okay, so $600 is the starting auction price for this Ali piece. And this is going to be my last piece for this evening. Anybody out there would like to place a bid?
Stuart's still not talking to us.
Yeah, I mean, what is it that everyone is doing tonight?
I don't know.
Stuart comes on, he doesn't talk. It can't be football because they can talk during football. There is a music award thing tonight.
Is that what everybody's watching?
Maybe
What are you guys
that's-
watching? Because I'll go home.
We are going home today.
If you aren't going to pay attention to me, I'm going home.
We are going home.
You guys
That
should
was
know
great.
I got my Superman Muhammad Ali blanks, and I've already started penciling. So they're going to be fun.
I think we just have to pick another night. And there was the sigh.
Yep, there was the summer.
There was the sign. All right. It could be the awards where supposedly Beyonce got snubbed for her Western.
I like that Western. Everybody loves the Western.
I know,
song.
but she apparently got snubbed. So everybody was like up in arms. I think that's tonight. Something's tonight. So that could be what they're all watching because none of them are like answering us right now. So why don't we just go home, see? Okay, so if anybody's interested in anything, now's the time to say anything. But considering that nobody has said anything, we've
Yeah, I
been
know.
talking here
I
for
even
like
pulled some-
5 minutes.
I even pulled my paintings over here, the smaller ones, and y'all are just like, pay me no mind.
Yep.
I'm on your pay me no mind list today.
Right, exactly. See how
Only
we're
Chupacabra
treated
is talking to me
after
here.
all the years we've been doing this, entertaining them.
Yeah, I know.
This is how we're treated, see? All right, guys, we're going to say goodnight. We will be back on Friday.
Not feeling the love.
Friends! Stuart comes on and says, I'm so glad to see you guys again. I've missed some shows.
Did you hear anything that we said, Stuart?
Mike Rock says, thanks, ladies. Thank you, Mike Rock. And you got a great piece tonight. You should be happy.
Rick says, sorry, Quiet Night was considering that Joker to go with Batman. Have a good night. Okay.
Not a problem, guys. Okay, so Z and I are going to say goodnight. If anybody's interested in anything, you can always direct message us. You can think about what we showed tonight. We did have some new prints. We did have some new art. There were some really good buys tonight. So I'm happy about that. And we will be back on Friday at our 6 o'clock time, 5 o'clock time. What time are we? 6 o'clock.
Somewhere between 5 and 6. We'll put up a post.
Right, we'll put up a post. Usually it's around 6 is when we come on and we do about an hour.
Depends on how the earlier part of the day goes.
Yeah. So thank you for buying from us tonight, and we appreciate it always. And we will see you Friday night if you come on with us. Same place as usual, and we'll see you then. So say goodnight, Z.
Good night, Z.
Good night, guys. Thank you.